everybody. Welcome back to the second part of the review section of Stay Put Together podcast. I am Sudon.
I'm Peachy.
And I'm Moose.
We are in the comic book week of November 14th, 2018.
Yes.
Today's segment is me. I will be talking...
Meh.
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 It's meh.
Meh.
Oh, meh. It's all meh. It's meh. Nobody cares. It's meh.
Why is there not a psych comic book?
Right. That'd be pretty great. That'd be pretty entertaining, in my opinion.
So, today we talk about Superman number 5.
Man number 5.
Continuing Bendis' storyline. We got art by Ivan Rice. I got that variant cover, or I got the main cover, which has got Superman and a mystery figure.
Who definitely doesn't have a Z on his chest or anything.
It is a Z, see?
It's great art.
Z.
Yeah, they're extra muscly.
It's Zod. Kryptonian Alliance. It's got a pretty cool cover. There was another cover, just kind of like the semi-version. I really was not digging that one.
Yeah, I mean,
It was
had
cool.
It was cool. It had a classic look, but this one, the art is definitely awesome on this cover.
So we start with Superman. He's floating in the air. It's raining, and you see Batman. He's on the ground. They're like fighting. And the next thing is we got kids, and it's a Snickers commercial. There's Snickers. It's Batman versus Superman. I'm kidding. No, we actually start in like
Our fleece.
Life fleece. Yeah, Wonder Woman saved the day. Okay.
As always.
Yeah. So yeah, we start with House of L being announced, and you see the House of L, including people who are dead. And then behind me, you see Zod standing there saying this House of Zod, introducing the House of Zod behind him, including those that are dead. And then the House of Kandor, who we know are all dead.
Right.
Because...
Calling the new Krypton.
Huh.
Zod, of course, in command. And you see Ursa. I'm sorry. I want to say Nira for some reason. Ursa is his love, the one he's in love with, and she's like, why do we have to merge with the L's? And he's like, you got to do this for the sake of Krypton.
Right.
And then above him, in the sky, you see a wave of enemies coming at him. And then Ursa gets hit with an energy beam and blood.
In depth.
And then Superman in the House of L, and everybody dies around him, and there is Rog Al Zaal standing over him with a bunch of mini cities, and then Zod wakes up from his dream.
Or nightmare.
Zod, and I'm all like, when did Zod come back to life? I thought he was dead, or in the Phantom Zone. But apparently, he's on some planet where he is building a new society.
Huh.
He's got a son, and he's got his wife Ursa there, and his son goes, hey, there's news about the Earth, and Zod's like, I don't want to hear about the Earth, you know.
Huh.
And he's like, well, it's missing.
Yeah.
So then we jump back into the Phantom Zone. A little bit of background if you haven't been catching up, which you should have. Where we have been fighting in the Phantom Zone. The Earth got put into the Phantom Zone by a Star Labs experiment gone wrong. At the same time, we've got the original destroyer of Krypton, Rog Al Zaal, showing up and causing just absolute chaos in Superman's world.
Right.
Well, Superman had transported him into the Phantom Zone, and with the Earth going into the Phantom Zone, well, Superman had a lot going for him. What's up?
Zod hasn't faced off with Superman in a while, but he played a major role in Hal Jordan, the Green Lantern Corps, as he took over a planet and began building his new Krypton.
Oh, nice.
Oh.
That's where he's been, apparently.
That's cool.
Okay.
Apparently, it's around a yellow star because he's got his powers and he wants to create. It's always Zod's a misconstrued. He's not evil. He just wants to do the best for Krypton. It just happens to be misguided and contrary to Superman's ideals. But so the Phantom Zone. Thank you. There's still a lot of stuff that we haven't caught up on, but
I was trying to find the variant cover, which I like more personally.
It tickles.
Is that inside art done by the same cover artist?
Mm-hmm.
That's great art.
It's really good, and then I'm loving the coloring. Coloring done by somebody named Albert. It's in the front page here.
It's got a super detailed Jim Lee kind of look almost.
That's what I'm like. That's why I kind of went with that cover because it does have that Jim Lee kind of feel to it. Alex Sinclair is actually doing the color. Claire Albert does the inking, and sometimes some of the pages are done by Joe Prado. Okay. He did the first few pages, which were really cool, and then it kind of switches over because you got this color. So that's what that looks like, and then you go into here, which is a different one. So
interesting.
One artist, then you can kind of see
one colorist to another.
Yeah.
Mm-hmm. But we now know what's happened with Zod. But now Superman is still stuck in the Phantom Zone. They managed to get, with the help of the atom shrinking down the Earth, and using the projector to transport it out of there.
Right.
But in the real world, last we saw, the Earth was not there. Adam Strange was in orbit, where's the Earth? Reporting it. We'll get back to that. But then after Zod's little realization the Earth's missing, we go back to the Phantom Zone. For some reason, we're seeing a little bit of a flashback where Superman was fighting a lot of his old enemies. And then he retreated. He got out of there, and now we get that flashback, and now we're back to where Earth should be. Oh. Where Earth should be, and Superman's kind of questioning how things are going on, how that's working out. I kind of skipped over something here. We do have another villain from Superman's history. It's his name? Jax He destroyed the Kryptonian moon and was the Eco Terrier.
That he was trying to convince to go against Rog Al Zaal.
He tried to turn him why are you doing it? This guy did destroy Krypton. And it's he kind of asked him, I want to get out of here, Zar, I'm still working with you. But can you just imagine how crazy it is in here? Imagine it is out there. Out there in the real world, then we go to the real world, and you have Adam Strange. He's just no, my name is Adam Strange. Yeah, that's my name. I like to report a missing planet, the Earth. Well, that's what they call it on the Earth. He's would you like to? I'm just a planet-hopping adventurer. Would you like to join me where the Earth used to be? And he's we can take a look. And he says, we can, gets interrupted. You can kind of see as imagine the little the little conversation on the phone with some sort of operator, who are you calling? Right. And next thing we see is Zod. Standing right next to him. He's I am Zod. My name is Zod. And he's the Kryptonian Zod? He's Kryptonian. And Zod's where's the Earth? And it's I don't know.
Right.
And then Zod points at something. What is that? It's a little blue thing in the distance. They walk up to, or they fly up to it. They float up to it, and we find the Earth.
So small.
All tiny, a basketball-sized Earth, and then it starts growing. And growing.
Should probably get away from that now.
And growing, and they're realizing it. They'll just go ahead and pass this around as the planet's growing. Of course, imagine them being regular size. The Earth is getting bigger, and there's forests. They're oh shit, we better get out of here.
That's great.
I'm loving how it's like that, and of course Adam Strange is like, okay, Adam must have done this, so he's trying to get a hold of, the people on the Earth. He's like, come on, get in touch, and then I like how Adam Strange in this, it continues to grow. He ends up on the top of the Daily Planet.
Oh. Great.
Cute.
So Earth is restored back to normal, and he's trying to get a hold of Ray Palmer, the Atom.
Right.
Of course, we get a flash, flash
Yeah.
of the Flash,
Yeah, naturally.
all passed out, of course, because as we were seeing, is the Earth was not only was the Earth breaking apart because of the nature of the Phantom Zone. The heroes were not doing well, life was not doing well, and so everybody's kind of laid out.
Yeah.
So we're seeing Ray. Ray wakes up and kind of responds to Adam Strange, and the next thing you see is a big crash, and here's Zod, of course, breaking into the Star Labs where they're at. You have the Phantom projector, or Phantom Zone projector? Shoot me with it.
What?
And so he does. Zod asks Adam to shoot him with the Phantom Zone.
Put into the Phantom.
Put into the Phantom Zone. He's all like... And then Adam's like, was that the right thing to do? Are we the full size? And then we go back. Apparently, all the enemies have left Rog Al, and he's just kind of sitting on an island around some sort of fire.
Blue fire.
And we kind of see how like Superman was like, I've been told like my path is to do right, protect the Earth, all this stuff. This guy destroyed my planet. He's evil. He's the pure evil. Why can't I bring myself to kill him?
Right.
Do the thing I need to.
Superman.
It's days like this today that I need to make that decision. Do I do this? And I know Peachy will dig this, not so much Ooze, because she doesn't like. But I dig the transition from this page over of Superman, just his eyes glowing, and then just turning to the fire.
That when it happened in Justice League.
Well, you don't like
Pretty
Superman,
cool.
so, but...
I don't like Superman because he's overpowered and doesn't use his powers ever to do what he needs to do.
Well, do you think that's
Yes!
cool? Okay, then I stand corrected. I think that's just... I love the rare chances we see Superman pissed, unleash, and then he's just got this flames, this torrent of flames coming out of his eyes, which is super cool. He sees Clark. He's thinking in his head, he sees Ma and Pa Kent on the farm. And he says, if tests were easy, they wouldn't be tests. And then Superman's eyes go back to normal. And he's like, sorry, Pa. The Earth is safe. So he's like, maybe I can get some answers from this monster. So he approaches Rog Al Zaal and starts questioning him, like, who destroyed your planet? Why are you after the Kryptonians? What is your problem with the Kryptonians? And he's just like, why? He's trying to just get the answers, and Rog Al Zaal was just like, you're filth. You're just. We need to destroy you and get rid of everything, and then when I get out of here, I will destroy everyone that's related to you. And Superman's like, oh, there it is. I see it. It's like, I came to tell you, you're never leaving the Phantom Zone. You and your mysteries and everybody you see it, you're never getting out of here. And then Rosar gets up to try to confront him, and he's like, well, you see what? You see you're faced with this, and then all the enemies that he'd been facing really haven't abandoned Rog Al Zaal are behind him and start to approach him. And he's all like, Krypton Kandor, I'll destroy anything. I'll destroy it all just to get rid of you. That's Zaal saying this to Superman. And then out of nowhere, a massive explosion. Something impacts the island, destroying mostly everything. Freaking cool last page here.
Nice.
You see... So he says, you're very right, creature. You see Superman floating away, getting knocked out. Kal-El is above revenge, but I am Zod. And a full page splash of him landing, just fully
awesome.
enraged out, ready to fucking just battle down. And that's the last page we got here. And it's just like, I am ready for this. I'm not a huge Zod fan, but he will do the things that